And there we are. Okay. All right. Welcome to everybody. I'm Joanne Johnson, Executive Director for the Oconee County Chamber of Commerce, and we have Sheriff Michael Crenshaw with us. Sheriff, thank you for coming back again today. I really appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
So, yesterday the governor did a conference, as everybody knows, and he put out 2 more orders, right? He expanded on one and then put out another one. And I really wanted to bring you back. I've got all, forgive me, I'm looking down. I've got all kinds of papers all over my desk, as you do. And you guys, the viewers and listeners, you know that we just emailed that non-essential business list out to you. Please understand that everything that we're saying on this call right now, because the situation is so fluid, as you guys know, what we're saying right now is things the way they stand right now in this minute. And we all know that we might need to come back in 20 minutes or an hour with some other updates. So Sheriff, I appreciate you being so willing to come on and share of your time. I know how busy you are. I know that your phone, like mine, probably more so, I'm sure, is ringing off the hook with people that have questions. So if we could, in light of the orders that came down yesterday, can you talk about the work or home order and what that means maybe at the state level? And then let's take a look at what it means at the local level, particularly for Oconee County.
Okay. Yes, certainly. The order that the governor issued yesterday, it basically is broken into 3 areas, and that is essential activities, essential business, and critical infrastructure operations. So if you look at it from those three perspectives, essential businesses, that really doesn't change anything from the way we were operating yesterday after 5 p.m. The non-essential businesses that were listed, the entertainment businesses, the recreational and athletic facilities, those close contact service providers, and then the retail stores that was listed that had to close by 5 p.m. yesterday, that's still the same. So we're still operating just like we were. Everything else that was allowed to remain open is continuing to be open, such as your restaurants, your drive-throughs, grocery stores, pharmacies, things like that. So nothing has really changed in that respect as far as what's open, what's not open. What is open is going to continue to remain open throughout this last order.
Okay, and if we're looking at the list of the non-essential business listing, and as you guys note at the bottom, it says that this list does not prohibit the continued operation of retail stores as set forth above for the limited purpose of fulfilling online or telephone orders or providing alternate means of purchasing or delivering products or services, to include curbside purchase, pickup or delivery, and home or office site delivery. So you're right. So nothing there has changed. And I know that some questions had come in yesterday and actually a couple today about the furniture stores. Again, that folks are still concerned. Can they go ahead and continue to offer those delivery services? And you were very gracious and followed up quickly yesterday on that. And your answer was?
Absolutely, they can. Any a furniture store, any of these stores, retail stores that are considered non-essential and had to close their business, they can continue if they have an online ordering service, if they have a telephone ordering service, they can offer curbside pickup or they can offer delivery. So, for example, the hair salons, they can't be open to cut hair, but they can still sell their product and offer it for curbside delivery. I'm talking about hair products or the delivery service. No different than the furniture store, the same thing. Someone can call you and order a recliner, and you can deliver that recliner. It's just recommended that you maintain that 6-foot distance guideline.
Can we speak about because I received a few calls, believe it or not, yesterday on this as well, that someone had said, there's a store in town who has taken some of their products outside of the business and setting things up on tables and selling those that way. Is that allowed or not allowed?
Currently under the order, that would be not allowed. So, it's recommended that you do either they call you or they order that product online or over the telephone, and then you can deliver it curbside for payment, or you can have some type of delivery service, either shipping or a home delivery service.
Okay, perfect. So in the governor's statement yesterday, he said that as of 5 o'clock today, these changes are being made, and that people are to either go to home or go to work and only go out for essential reasons, which we've established what those essential reasons are. Can you cover those one more time? What would be considered a good reason to go out without their fear of maybe something may happen?
Several things are listed here. If you have to care for a family member, you've got a parent, grandparent, neighbor, someone that you're caring for, you can go still check on them. You can drive and go to their home. You can go out and still get the necessary supplies that you need for your family, whether it's food, anything that's needed for household consumption and use in your home, the cleaning supplies, medical supplies, medication. Anything that's still open, you're still allowed to, just like previously, you can still go do that. You can order it online, but you can still go to the grocery stores, the pharmacies, any of the businesses that are currently open. You can still go to those locations. You can still, if there's a medical appointment for medical, behavioral health, emergency services. I had a call yesterday. A business that operates a therapeutic business that they offer, service that they offer, and that would fall under behavioral health, so that they can still continue offering that therapeutic service. You can also care for your pet. That's certainly open to some interpretation because that's all it said. But from everything that I can find out, if you want to go take your dog for a walk, you're welcome to do that. There's no restrictions to that. You're welcome to still go outside, or you have to go to another location if you've got animals boarded somewhere. You can continue doing that. You can also continue engaging in outdoor exercise and recreational activities. So I tried to get some clarification on that because that they closed our gyms and things like that. But what was told, you can go hiking, you can go fishing, anything that you can do outside for exercise and maintain that social distance, you're still allowed to do that. Religious services, that was included in his order as well. So you can continue, churches, synagogues, places of worship can continue their current procedure of holding services. Many are doing parking lot services, some are doing online services, more restrictions to religious services. And then the last one that's in there that I doubt anyone would have to be doing, but if there's some type of court hearing, most of our courts have been canceled, but if there's any type of court proceeding, then you're certainly allowed to do that. So basically, those are the 7 reasons that the governor listed as what he considers and what the state is considering as an essential activity that you're allowed to go outside your home and do.
So in essence, you go to work and you go home, but you only leave your house unless you really need to. If you need to get a breath of fresh air, do that by all means. When you say that we can, visit a friend or a family member, of course, using the social distancing when we do that, that doesn't mean that we can start having cookouts with friends and family at their house.
Well, there's certainly no restriction if it's a family member or a family unit. We can't control that. But going somewhere and inviting 20 of your friends to come for a cookout, that would be considered a violation. That's something that we want to try to avoid. But you're exactly right. If you have a need, you're certainly allowed to go out and take care of that need. Nobody's going, we're not going to be stopping every car that's on the highway. I don't have enough deputies to do that, for one. We're not going to be conducting checkpoints at this point. We're not, we had mentioned yesterday, I had commented before I went through this order that it may be necessary for our businesses to issue some official identification, but we're not even requesting that at this point. That just use good common sense. If you need to go out for something, by all means, go out and do that. If you have any question or unsure about something, you're welcome to call us here at the sheriff's office.
And in regard to the monetary fine and the potential for 30 days in jail, can you speak about that?
Yeah, as a part of the order, as a part of all the governor's orders, there's a stipulation in there that allows law enforcement to issue you a ticket, basically like a traffic ticket, that carries a $100 fine and or 30 days in jail. But Joanne, the last thing that we want to do at the sheriff's office, and I'm sure any law enforcement officer in the county, including the police departments, the last thing we want to do is to have to issue one of these tickets. As of today, no tickets have been issued. However, if we get those calls, that there's a crowd gathered in the parking lot at Walmart or on the lake somewhere, one of the boat docks somewhere where they're not supposed to be, then obviously we're going to reserve that right to issue a ticket in those situations. But generally speaking, folks, if you have a need in Oconee County, you can get out and continue to address that need. And the thought behind this is simple. If we'll do this, then hopefully we can get our lives back to normal quicker than what is anticipated.
Exactly. And they're saying that the next 2 weeks are pretty much our peak. So what would your recommendation be, in addition to everything else that you've already said, which I know that we appreciate, but you've said, this is a matter of common sense. And I really appreciate the fact that it sounds to me like you're really going above and beyond and trying to say to everyone who lives in Oconee County, look, yes, we have the authority to do what the governor said, but please don't make us do that. We don't, you don't have the staff maybe to be able to get out and do that. So you're kind of asking the citizens, it sounds like to me, to say, can you guys please do what the governor has recommended?
That's exactly right. And for the most part, the citizens in our county have done that. We've had very few complaints when it comes to unruly crowds or people gathering where they're not supposed to be. Last week when the governor closed the boat ramps, we went to some of these boat ramps and there was nobody there, and there's no gates up at some of them at that point. So people were abiding, were going by that. Of course, we had lots of calls, can I go fishing? Yes, you can continue to go fishing. But I think another aspect of this, and we encourage, any business that's listening in at this point, as well as any citizens that may be listening in, there was a restriction that was also put on the essential businesses yesterday that they have to restrict how many people they allow in their store. I think it was 5 people for every 1,000 square feet of retail space that you offer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, you've got a 5,000 square foot building. That's 25 people that you can only allow in your store at one time, or 20% of the maximum occupancy that is set forth by the fire marshal, whichever is less. So, as a citizen, if you go to one of these locations, one of these businesses, one of these stores, and the store is packed, then you need to call them, get in touch with me or someone here at the sheriff's office so that we can get in touch with someone at the state level and address that situation, because they're not supposed to be allowing those crowds together. But, just continue working together, use good common sense. I'm not going to say that we're not going to go up, because we probably will. But as of yesterday, we only had 8 cases. And we've been holding at 8 cases. I think we went from 6 to 8 for the last week and a half. We were anywhere from 5, and now we've gone up to 8. So the longer that we can do this, the longer that we can flatten that curve that we keep hearing the CDC and everyone talk about at the national level, the better our chances are of coming out of this sooner rather than later.
Exactly. And as we said again yesterday, that just because you are asymptomatic, please do not treat it as if you don't have it or that another person doesn't have it. It is entirely possible, without trying to scare anybody, but if you are asymptomatic, you very well could have it on you. You could pass it to somebody else, and you can get it. So we kind of have to take the stance that everybody is possibly infected. And I wanted to, before I forget, at the bottom of what I sent out to everybody, it talks about the governor, when the governor clarified things, he said that if a business is not explicitly addressed in the executive order, the business should continue normal operations until determinations are made. And if you have questions about anything specific, you can go to COVID-19SC at scommerce.com. So COVID-19SC at scommerce.com, and there's a lot more specific information. But Sheriff, is there anything else real quick before we let everybody go as far as today? And I know you and I'll be back and giving more updates, and I appreciate you for that. And I appreciate everybody's understanding and knowing how fluid the situation is. And like we said at the beginning of the call, you know, we may come back this afternoon. We don't know, you know, or tomorrow morning. So bear with us on that. We're just continuing to try to bring you the most up-to-date information that we can. But Sheriff, is there anything last minute that you want to recommend to folks, or again, how we might be able to help you?
Well, Joanne, I think it's important. I failed to mention this part of the order, but Oconee County has a lot of agriculture as well. So our farmers need to understand that they're not prohibited from harvesting crops, you know, and that includes timber as well. So any logging companies that's currently harvesting timber, but any agricultural products that need to be harvested, the farmers are allowed to continue doing that. That's not prohibited. That includes, you know, we have a lot of poultry farming in Oconee County, so that those operations can continue as well. But just continue to remain positive. We are, you know, like I say, I'm hopeful that we're going to see the light at the end of this tunnel a lot sooner than later. And if we do have any additional information, I appreciate you giving us the opportunity. This is one of the few ways right now we've got to get the information out. And I appreciate the Chamber for allowing us to do this.
Absolutely. And if anybody has questions, of course, please go to the Sheriff's website. And Sheriff, if you want to say that again, I'm not sure if we mentioned that earlier today.
OconeeLaw.com. And we have just recently updated everything that we've talked about. We've got it all on our website. So if there's something you're not sure about, go to our website at OconeeLaw.com. Click on the news section, and you'll see what we've discussed here today.
Fantastic. And for us, it is Oconee Chamber, sc.org. Please go to the website, then hit the COVID-19 tab for updated information regarding our area businesses and their current hours of operation, as well as the services that they're currently providing. At the top of that page, you will also see the Sheriff's website, as well as so many others at the state and federal level as well. Please utilize that. And if you need to get a hold of me directly for any comments, concerns, anything, the cell phone number is 864-985-8020. Again, Sheriff, thank you so much. Everyone who is on the call, thank you for your continued patience and commitment to your businesses and to the community. Thank you all for everything that you're doing. We know that everyone is working so hard, and I know we've mentioned this on previous calls, but it is truly a beautiful thing in the midst of this to see everybody working together and helping their neighbor, helping their fellow business members. It's a beautiful thing. I thank you. The Sheriff thanks you. God bless you. Stay healthy and stay well.
Thank you. Bye-bye.